covered, right? This create and all that.
What create?
In the actions. In the actions, new action, there were different options apart from process.
Oh, I mean, that will be covered. I mean, I'm asking the questions. Do you have anything which you want to discuss from the exercises, or you have any doubts which you discussed yesterday, which is confusing?
No,
New
that's
topics,
what,
obviously, we'll take up.
no. During the exercise, that I came across that topic, so I just wanted to know.
No, we'll cover that as well.
Sure. Okay.
Any other question, guys?
No, Abhishek, we can start the session.
Okay.
And hi, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. So anyways, today I feel you guys will be having holidays, right?
Yeah, Abhishek.
Ramkrishna. Ram, hello.
Holiday.
Okay. Can understand why I'm asking this. Anyways. Okay, so how about other guys? I mean, Akhil says he went through some exercises. Karthik, Ramkrishna, did you went through exercises?
Yeah, I gone through user one story. Abhishek, I should have to start with second user story.
Okay, Venu, how about you?
Yeah, Abhishek, I was stuck in somewhere else in saved views around.
So any confusion? You want my help anywhere?
Yeah, I will try today as well. So in case if I will having any confusions, I will let you know the next session, because today the weekend session, right? So I will try. Even though I will not get, so I will get back to you.
Sure. No worries. I mean, if you will have issues, just feel free. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Abhishek, just one question before we start. In the saved view, let's say I selected only 2 columns and I created a saved view. And once I created a saved view, I realized that I want to add one more column to it. So is there a possibility to edit, or it's just that I have to create a new saved view?
No, you can edit the saved view as well. You just check there. I mean, there will be when you're creating a view, there will be an option. You just check there, you'll find it.
Okay? Sure. I'll try.
Okay, if you still will not get, let me know. I'll probably. You want me to show you, or you will find it?
No, I want to give it a try.
Okay, that's fine. So let's get started with today's topic. I'm quickly sharing my screen. By the way, you guys got the recording?
No, not yet. Jitendra said she has some issues.
Okay. Venu, I mean, as soon as the team will get, I'll forward it to you as well. Okay.
Yeah, Abhishek, I gave my email ID to Gitanjali.
Oh, okay, that's fine. She'll forward to you as well. Okay. All right, so we were somewhere around, where we were just trying to create some actions, and we just saw how a process could possibly be. So additionally, apart from that, how it happens, there are a few other actions as well. I mean, see, action is not only about imports. Let's not presume action is only an import stuff. Action is like something which you are performing in Anaplan gets recorded in the terms of, it could be some activities. I mean, what are the parameters to decide there's activity? We'll understand once we understand all actions, but at this point of time, we're going to stick with an idea. Action is not only sticking with the import stuff. So that is something which you can consider at this time. Additionally, there's another thing that is called an export in Anaplan. Okay, I mean, you guys would have seen me doing this a couple of times as well. Suppose if a user has to, export this, or maybe even if you have to, take down this data in an Excel format, how you can do that? You need to click on data, export, and like I mentioned, the exporting of data is possible in with Excel format as well. Whereas the import in Excel wasn't possible. So you can export in either of these format, Excel, CSV, text Adobe, and all. Okay. The difference between when you export in Excel and CSV, when you have mammoth amount of data, for example, like 20,000 data, that data, that data you can't export in Excel format. The system will throw an error, can't export bulk data in Excel. So if you have a mammoth data that could only be exported in the form of that could be exported only in CSV format, not in an Excel. But if the data size is less, around 1,000, 5,000, you can very well do that. But I mean, down the line, I mean, I recommend like just to avoid the confusion, it's always better, you export into CSV your data. Then they are just asking you, you just can, just check these features that are going to be pretty straightforward. You just try it, check it out on your own. That shouldn't be a concern. Include row label headers, so you will have columns there with these names, G3 location and P2 products. The main thing which I want to discuss is there's an option run export. So if I run this export, this file has been exported now, but that wouldn't be under my actions currently. You will not see that we exported from rev 03. Okay, so you don't see any action in export currently. Fair enough, right? You got the point.
Yeah.
Yes, Abhishek.
But if you feel like, suppose this is something which I did once for my, debugging of data, or maybe I just wanted to have some sanity check. So I did perform this activity once, and that's fine. There could be another scenario where user every time would require to or would need to export this data for his analysis on Excel. Maybe you need to publish that Excel button on the dashboard. Okay. Now, how you can do that is you have an option of data, you have an option of export, you have an option is save export definition, export name. I'll just prefix it with something. I mean, you can change it up to you, whatever export name which you want to give. Set as default file. We'll cover this little later. And run export. And now if you see, you can see that definition. Okay. So how this definition came? When you click on data export and when you enable save export definition. Okay. So usually you'll make export definitions when the export will be used subsequently by some functional process. Take for an example, the end user wants that file or anything as such. If if you don't need that, okay, if you don't need this file every time for the user, and maybe if you would have just downloaded it for your analysis or something like that, you don't need to uh, create this export action. So one thing you can understand pretty much here by these statements is creating an action is somehow or somewhat, it's not a default activity, or it's not like a some ill stuff happening in Anaplan. It is something which is for your need, which is for you, and it is something which can satisfy your and different purposes. So similarly, you can just create your exports if you require. Any questions here, guys? Or we are good?
Yeah, we are good.
All right. So apart from that, you have you have something like over here. You see new action. You see a process. Process we know. Delete from list using selection we will cover. Then let's discuss what is this delete from list using action. So before coming to this, suppose how it happens in real time is like every day the file gets loaded, okay, from your any of the legacy system. Okay, so there is a data load happening every day. Suppose we have the sales history file. Okay, let's go to our model. This data load for sales history will happen every day. Okay, now for the instance, there people at times, just to differentiate that the data load is happening every day and which day what data has came in. There could be two parameters. There could be this invoice date, fair enough. But the problem is the invoice date, if you will stick with this, I'm just telling you a rare example. There could be like, the invoice date was 17th August 2021. Or let's take like today is 25th December. Let's presume like the invoice date was somewhere around 23rd, and due to some reason or other that didn't came into the system. I mean, maybe the invoice was stuck somewhere, or the invoice was just a soft copy or something like that, or maybe only a hard copy that wasn't fed into the system. So probably that invoice date will come on 25th December into the system. You're getting this scenario, right? What I'm telling.
No, come again, Abhishek.
Okay, that's fine. Suppose we are doing or we are handling some, we are sitting at bill counter for an example. Okay, for this Unilever shop. So due to some reason on 23rd of December, okay, due to some reason on 23rd of December, the online functioning, the way these all accounting systems at that particular shop or complex is integrated with internal Unilever applications like an SAP. What happens like if you do some billing today, okay, for suppose today is 23rd December, you are doing this billing today, this will get updated into the SAP, and this live data feed will be pulled and will be updated in Anaplan. So I will get in an invoice date like, okay, in 23rd December, the sales quantity for particular stuff. Confused, or is it okay what I'm saying till now? This is statement.
Yes, yes, this is clear.
First statement is clear. We'll go statement by statement. 23rd December, you do shoppings in a complexes, whatever is there. That gets, there's a nightly job which runs into your accounting system. The job pushes the data into SAP. Then my night job is there in Anaplan. It pulls the data over here. And I get to know like what was the sales quantity for that particular product. Fair enough, right?
Yes.
Every day this exercise happens, and then I ultimately, portray it to the business and show them like what has been sales and blah, blah, blah. Now, suppose on 23rd December, what happened? My accounting system wasn't functioning properly. Okay.
Okay.
And maybe I just gave the hard copy. Okay. I just gave them the hard copy, pen, paper stuff, and the customers went with hard copy on that day. So pretty much it is obvious, like from one of the complex, maybe who had this issue on 23rd December, their invoice date though will be 23rd December, but I didn't got that data into my ANA plan, correct?
Yes.
Fair enough, right?
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
now what will happen? Suppose the system started working as expected on 25th, that is today. So today, the data will be coming into my ANA plan. But what will be the invoice date for that? Still, it will be 23rd December only, correct?
No, today it will be 25th, right?
What is the meaning of invoice date?
The day where the transactions are gone through.
Yeah. So you sold certain products, your system wasn't working, you gave a hard copy, and the invoice date was 23rd December.
Hmm.
On 25th, if the system started working, and if you have to send the backlogs of 23rd into the system, the invoice date will be still 23rd December only for that. Now,
Okay.
now let's try to understand what's the understanding of an invoice date. Invoice date is what which you are, the product is getting sold to the customer. That is an invoice date. Here, invoice date is not the one which is coming into ANA plan.
Okay, okay. Uh,
No, yes, confused.
Got it. I'm at least. I mean, that is the day when the whatever product is built. So it should be the same.
So Akhil understands. How about Karthik, Ramkrishna, and Venu? Are you okay? Not
yes, yes,
okay?
yes.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
okay.
okay, Abhishek.
Okay, that's fine. So one thing you can understand, like your invoice date could be pretty much, it couldn't be a deciding factor, like, that on which date how much data has came. Now, suppose I tell you, like, on 23rd December, how much data came. If you will stick with this invoice date column, the problem will be the invoice date will be updated for a few stuffs which are in 25th, correct?
Yes.
So that couldn't be a parameter. So what usually people tend to do in real-time stuff and scenarios, and suppose this was a sales history file, that's fine. Maybe when we are having this discussion around the invoice date, if the data is getting uploaded for employee data like this, where you have only employee name and the employee code, maybe, okay, employee name and a display name only, maybe if there are certain types of data like if there are certain datas like you have these sizes coming in every day, or maybe these are master, maybe this will come once in a month. So if you have these type of data getting loaded, how in the world you will understand which day which data got loaded, correct? You will not understand this, right?
Yeah.
And suppose you don't have this parameter to define which day which data got loaded, and suppose suddenly you get a message from the SAP owner uh, that whatever data we sent today that had redundancy, please delete that data. Okay, I mean the job runs at 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. you get a mail from SAP, uh, whoever is owning that function, that today we had some fault in SAP systems. Wherever the data transactions has happened from the SAP as a source, please delete those data. We'll be sending a refreshed file at 5 p.m. Now the ask is, you need to delete the data which came today, that is 25th December, and you need to load the data at 5 p.m. again. You're getting the scenario, right? What I'm talking about.
Yes, yes, Abhishek.
Yes, got it.
Okay. Now the point is, how you will understand what data came in on 25th, what you can do. So you will not have, maybe for an sales history, you can I mean with little bit of a redundancy, you may use this as a tracker, but I mean for others file you will not have any data as such, correct, to decide. So what usually happens to fix this type of issues and to understand what people tend to do, see, it depends upon organization to organization, it depends upon the solution architects of the project to project, the way they come up with a solution. A possibility could be I'll add something as an execution date along with this columns. Okay, I will add an execution date column to each and every file. Okay, so what happens? So here there's going to be an additional properties for an example. Or if not here, at least in my data hub, this column will be there. Okay, execution date. Now, what is the advantage of this execution date? Let me tell you. So if we have this execution date here, now what will happen? Like you have this additional column here, and even this data will get uploaded, updated daily. The task of this execution date, or the utility of this execution date, is here. Okay, here the date at which the file gets loaded, or the date at which this data came in, will get updated. So suppose I am telling, I mean, obviously you have to reach out to your legacy holders. I need to reach out to SAP system first, SAP person, and tell them like, hey, can you add an extra column of execution date, which will mark me all the data which you are sending on that particular day. So they will very easily, they can do that coding at their end, and they can just add in an extra column in the source file, and they will add something like execution date, where they will just mark it like, if it's 25th December for all the data, they will mark it 25th December. If there is 36th, they will mark it all for 26th December. So far, so good, right?
Yes, assumption.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Now, if I have something like an execution date with me, an extra column, I can very well go on and delete as per the mail from that SAP person, right? Delete anything which is there uploaded on 25th. So I will just go and, delete the data of 25th, correct? Choosing the parameter or choosing the key as 25th December execution date.
You mean from the least only? You're saying that we'll filter out on the execution date and then we'll delete them?
Yes. Okay, let me tell you what I mean.
This.
You see this data, okay? I tell you like, hey, go and delete 25th December data. Can you delete that now?
yeah, we can delete.
You can delete, right?
Yes.
So you will just go and maybe select this
No.
and you will delete.
But this will be manual, right? You have to kind of. Okay.
But at least here you can delete, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll come to that automated process. Don't worry. But at least you know what you have to delete, right? Currently.
Yes.
Okay. Now you will just delete this data, but and you will re-upload the data. You will rerun the job once again, trigger the job maybe manually from your end today at 5 p.m. and you will enter the entire data out here. Now the point to understand here is, I just gave you an arbitrary example which was based upon the execution date deletion which you want. Maybe the parameter could be anything. Maybe the SAP person again, they will say like, hey, for this quarter, whatever wherever the sales quantity was 27.4, just replace them with just delete them. There was some redundancy. That's why the sales quantity was sent in 27.4. We'll be sending the updated values for those sales quantity by tomorrow or end of business today, something like that. Then again, what the sales quantity wherever it's 27.4, that you have to delete, correct? From the sales history list.
Yes.
So sales quantity becomes one of the parameter. There could be another condition. I mean, it could be anything. Like they say, like product name for whatever soap ate in this month is there. Those all are redundant data. Just delete them. Okay.
Yeah.
There could be another situation where you sit in a meeting. Actually, this happens. This will suppose that every 15th of month you are sitting with the business, and during initial days, what will happen? The business will not be very happy with the implementation of Anaplan. Okay, it's at least 80% scenarios. There will be two cases. Okay, Anaplan implementing any new tool. I mean, forget about Anaplan. Is a two-edged sword. I can tell you. Like once I was working in one of the project of Titan. Okay, so there were people of the age, how to say, I mean, they were doing that planning on Excel. Okay, and a lot of people were having that age. Okay, how many? Oh, sorry. Okay, what is my current age? There, the people who were working on that planning, their experience was more than my current age. Okay, so you just imagine how old those people were. The people who were using this, doing this planning, their experience was at least more than my current age.
Oh.
Okay, so they were very, very, like some was, I mean, I don't know how people were at 65, 70, they were working there. Now, you just go and tell them that post tomorrow you have to use Anaplan. Do you think that they will be happy to hear that, uh, there's something like a new tool is coming in at that too, they have to learn that and they are about to retire tomorrow or maybe next year. So, I mean, they will not be very happy, and at the same time, forget about learning. They still will feel like, they'll doubt the authenticity of this tool because they have been doing or planning this from, like past 30 years or past 20 years on an Excel, and they found good results. But suddenly, at an organizational level, someone takes a decision like, no, Anaplan will be used as a planning tool. So obviously, that's pretty difficult to digest this. Now, if you have scenarios like this, okay, and since the business will initially will not be very happy with these, technology getting implemented at their side, they will always be finding some reasons or other to put you down. Okay, I mean, there will be again two set of people in an organization. The one who will not be happy, the other will be who will be promoting this tool. So business users will not be happy. Ultimately, they are the one who will be using this tool. But the one who plan to implement this, they will be happy. So you will meet two set of people in that same organization at the client side. One set will be happy, other set will be watching you always like, hey, these new generation people are coming and doing some shits with our old system. Okay, so so if you have scenarios like that, okay, so what happens, like at every 15th of month or maybe 20th of month, they will be sitting around initially for at least 6 months, and they will observe the trend. Okay, observe the trend in sense like, they will observe like the sales history file. Suppose, let's take an example, the sales history file which is there into Anaplan. So taking this sales quantity into account, maybe you are using this to do some sort of, forecasting or analysis or averaging out of some data. Okay. So at every 15th of month for this month, okay, suppose 15th month of December. So 15th of December, someone who handles soap product will just sit and observe how much data soap 1 is showing in Anaplan from 1st to 15th. Okay. I mean, obviously there has to be checked, right? What is the sales quantity that is displayed in Anaplan for soap 1? So
Yeah.
this type of exercise people will do at least when the tool is very, new and it's not full-fledged. And obviously that old person will be very keen to, see some difference. Okay. Now what they will do? First, they will observe the data in Anaplan. They will see like, okay, what is the value here in Anaplan? So suppose they see like, sales quantity is like 200 for soap 1 from 1 to 15th of December month. Okay. Now the person, business person will also be that 70, 60-year-old, 65-year-old person will also be having one Excel with whom he was working. 10 or there is 130 data for sales quantity. Now he will write a very huge mail escalating like, Anaplan is not showing good results. Let's discard this tool. Okay. And as soon as you will get this mail, if you're working from a, like, how to say, if you're working from a service provider perspective, your director, your partners will be looped there and they will then come up to you and you as a project manager have to answer that like, hey, the business is writing these disgusting mails. You are handling the projects. What shit you did? Like they got this opportunity to say. Okay. And you will say like, boss, I mean, everything is fine. Only one sales quantity was here there. So they wrote this mail. But at the same time, the business will say like, for you, it's only a small sales quantity. For us, it's a big business. How is Anaplan showing this wrong and all? So if you, that's a different story. I'm just, telling you what happened in past and all. So, I mean, ultimately, the bottom line is, what actually you need to do if you face some similar issues like that. Okay, what will be your set of actions? First of all, suppose let's take it two figures in the Excel which that business person is having. Okay, so he is showing the sales quantity of soap one as 150. In our Anaplan it is only 100. Okay, then whom you will reach out first? I mean, you are seeing these escalated mails on your head and you have to find the solution in next 5 hours or maybe next couple of days. You need to tell like what has caused this issue. So first of all, you will catch the neck of that SAP person. Okay, that, hey man, what you are sending me, or why you are sending me this? Like he's having 150, you are only giving me 100. So he will open his SAP system. Okay, you went on a conference call with him or whatever with your team, his team, and he showed you like, hey, in my system also it's 150. Your system is a trash. It's showing you 100. I don't know why it's showing. So you will say, no, it's only 100. My system is working nicely. He will again run the set of codes and he will show you again, see, it's 150 coming. Where the problem is, what I can do. So again, what happens? Like, again, what your next action steps will be? You will go to the data hub now. Okay, since your data hub will be that repository where the data is first time coming from an SAP. Okay, and in your data hub, when you calculated for 1 to 15th of December the sales quantity, guys, this is very, very important. Just try to understand the scenario. Okay, now in your data hub, this will help you to understand the entire flows, how it happens. So in your data hub, you will go and check from 1 to 15 December, the soap one sales quantity. And you found that in data hub, it is 125. Okay, again, a new figure coming in. So three figures we have. Actual data, what should be? That is 150.
150.
In Data Hub, it's 125. And in my spoke model, it is
100.
100. Now, it's very bad story. Okay. You are stuck with 3 different datas quantity, and you will be banging your head like you don't know, like, what you should be doing. So the first course of action could be, I mean, whatever you can think of, is maybe what I'll do. First of all, I'll try to understand the root cause, why this has happened. And second, I'll be fixing this. So fixing is pretty easy. What you can do is from 1 to 15th December, whatever data got loaded into the system, you'll just delete that. Okay. And re-upload the file. You will ask the file from that SB person and you will, beg him. He will show his attitude every time you're asking me files manually, why I should share with you. I have automated already. But since on your head it's an escalation, so there is no other options than begging him. So you will beg and he will, with a lot of attitude, share that file with you from 1 to 15th of month, which is marking the sales quantity. And what you will do, you will just re-upload that. And in that turn, you will get the sales quantity at 150. Fair enough, right?
Yes.
But again, the problem remains. Your heart next discussion will also again be throbbing. Like, what if on 30th this meeting will go again, and the sales quantity will be not as per the expectation. So what I need to do now? So we will try to probably find the root cause for this issue. What could be the root cause if we just try to think? Can you guys make some guesses? Can you think of what could be the reasons? I mean, why I have less data in Data Hub and even 125 and even lesser data in my spoke, that is 100, from what the actual is 150, which should be coming. What could be the reason? Think.
Maybe you take outdated data.
I mean, I'll not take outdated data. I'll just take the data, whatever comes from SAP.
Whether there will be a mismatch for this invoice dates, what we are importing into the data hub.
Okay. So one scenario could be, again, we can, during these mail threads going on, we can send back a mail like, team SAP people didn't send us correct data. That's why wrong data we are entering. Okay. Then they will counter you like, next month, previous months, since previous 11 months, the data is getting correctly. Today it isn't coming and you are blaming our system. Okay. So they will counter you like this. Now what you will do? What could be the next step here? Oh, this happens actually. I'm pretty much sure this will happen with you all as well in real-time projects. This has to happen one day or other with everyone. Okay. So what actually you can do, if you think here a little, the possible reason could be the jobs which are there, okay, with your source and between your target would have failed some days. Okay. So suppose we just stick one by one. So the job which was there into from SAP to Data Hub, so there was loss of 25 quantity. So maybe there could be like one day the sales quantity was supposed to come 20, and one day the sales quantity was supposed to come 5. Maybe on 2nd December it was 20, and on 3rd December it was 5. So these 2 days the job failed. That could be one reason. Okay. Right. I mean, it's something which you are automating. An automated job could fail due to n different reasons. Okay. And different reasons could be the Anaplan platform was down. Maybe if the job was scheduled on Informatica was down, right? Yeah, there could be on that day some server issues happened. There could be blah, blah, blah reasons. I suppose due to this reason, the job failed. Now, what happens? Usually, in Informatica, if I tell you, and usually in any of the tools, what people will do is like they will write some scripting and all, and they'll make sure that whatever data feed is happening, you are getting a mail is getting triggered daily. Okay, if something is failing today, so there will be mail triggered from Informatica that will reach out to your inbox, which you have to keep an analysis on every day, like whether your all jobs have run successfully or not. Okay, and if there is a failure, you'll get a mail. So ideally, these type of activities, people will assign someone to who is very new to an plan, or someone is at like fresher level 1 year, 1.5 years. So people just I mean, these project managers, solution architects will assign this task to these people, that you just have an eye, like whether the jobs are running daily or not, and if something has failed, you take appropriate actions. But that person to whom this job was assigned, in our case, for example, okay, for which our job failed on first and second and third December, that person was like maybe not little vigilant. Okay, and he thought, like, since 6 months it's running, today also it will run. To hell with that. It runs every day nicely. Today it would have also run, so he didn't pay the observation. And later on, at 15th, when this issue happened, then we will catch hold of him and we'll ask him, like,
and
oh,
make him
what
as a
happened?
scapegoat.
But I mean, he's but he's ultimately from your team only, right? And you can't help that. And suppose you are at handling that project, okay, and even if you found, like, some junior member has just missed that data, I mean, in front of clients, in front of entire business, you can't be a scapegoat. The responsibility will still come to your head only, right? So, so he will tell you simply, like, sir, I just missed that day. Sorry. He'll just say you this statement only, sir, I missed that day. Sorry. What else
Apart
you
from
can
that,
do?
what he can say?
Exactly. So, so what you need to do next is probably coming back, to the issue. So first of all, on the 2nd and 3rd December, I observed when I started looking over the mails, like the jobs, I got a triggered mail from Informatica that the job failed. But my team was, not reactive enough, proactive, reactive, whatever you say. They came up and asked the data from SAP again, and they could have loaded that. That could have been done, but they didn't do. That resulted in one issue. Then there could be another issue, like this is a first example. There could be another issue, like on 2nd and 3rd December. On 2nd, only 15 data got loaded, and 3rd, all entire data didn't got loaded. So on 2nd, when I asked the SAP person, like, how much data of sales quantity was on 2nd, he told it was 20th, 20 data. But I say, like, no, it's only 15th in my system, and everything has successfully ran. Then if you get something like this, okay, then it's a good time for you. Okay, you can now very well play the blame game, and you will blame that SAP, like, hey, on 2nd they only shared 15 data, see, my system has just got this many data. And when they will check their logs and history, they can pretty much find that 5 data they have missed at their end only. And then you will play that scapegoat activity, whatever. Okay, there could be this type of scenario. So in these two scenarios, you can very well fix that 25 missing data and check that. So you will be more vigilant towards your job. Another issue where we saw, like, there was around 50 less data from Data Hub to my spoke. So one thing I understand, 25 missing data, obviously that will be missing in my spoke. So my data will automatically be 125 now in my spoke as well. And 25 data could have been, we could have lost when the data was coming from Data Hub to Spoke. Maybe the similar activity. Again, we need to check for the jobs and see the reason of the failure. Okay. And once I see the failures, I understand, like, okay, this could have been issue. I'm pretty much satisfied. I write some small mail internally to my junior folks, like, hey, just be vigilant next time. Let's not have this done and all that. And maybe we can pay a little attention to observe the failures. And once this entire activity is done, I can just re-upload the file for 1 to 15 December, and maybe just shoot out the mails to the business and stakeholders here. like everything is fixed, you can check once again at your end. Okay, that could be the activity. Now the point is, when I say like you have to delete the data from 1 to 15th of every month, okay, or for here on our example, maybe we can say like, you have to delete the data from 20 to 23rd. Okay, we'll just stick with this example, 20 to 23rd data we need to delete. Now currently this data is very small, we can delete on our own, no worries. But in real time, there are a lot of time that file sizes will be huge. 50,000, 70,000 data will come every day. So 50,000 into 4 days, 2 lakhs data. Trust me, if you will start deleting today, it will be deleted at least by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay, so what happens if you will even try to delete this manually? Okay, now it came very quickly, right? See, I just clicked on delete. You see this waiting period is there, right? You see this waiting, loading. Something is loading here. You will
Yes,
see,
yes.
right? So just observe, like, even for, I mean, how many data is there currently? Even for 21 data, it is taking some fraction of seconds. Just observe for 2 lakhs data, how much time it will take to, even show you here in this list, okay? And once you will start selecting, deleting, I mean, your system will be hanged, okay? It will be jammed for some time. And that's not a very efficient way. So to handle these type of issues, okay, to come up and help you with this type of issue, Anaplan has came up with something called delete from list using selection. So there's an option there, delete from list using selection. To do that, what you need to do is, first of all, just be with me here. So you need to create a module. Okay, so I'll just create a module. I'll choose a sales history list. uh, just give me a second, guys. So I'm just naming this module something. Maybe it could be anything you want, you can give. Delete sales history. What I'm going to be doing is I will make this in a date format. See, this could be anything depending upon my purpose is to bring here. Okay, no, sorry, it shouldn't be date. It will be in Boolean. My bad. I'll tell you why it is in Boolean. My purpose now is to bring, even I need to create one another line item. So execution date, you are trying to bring from the sales history file. So that is in date format. Okay. And what you need to do now is double click here. Okay. I'm going to the sales history list, grid view. Okay. Properties, and click on execution date, press enter. what happens? The entire execution date comes in over here for the sales history list member. Now what I want the booleans to be checked for the members which I want to delete. So one by one I can select this, okay? But again, I have 2 lakhs data, okay? So there is a function which is called like a date function. You can write, okay, and make sure that the boolean gets checked for the dates which you want. So maybe you want all these members to be deleted, that is between that is before 24th December, okay? So you can write some formulas here. Execution date, I'm just clicking in here. Execution date is less than or equals to, there's a function called date in Anaplan, okay, which helps you to select dates. It's in DMY 23rd 2021. So what I'm trying to write, execution date is less than this date, okay? Oops. Execution date is less than equals to. Okay, so I was giving it another format. So it's selecting in YDM, sorry, YMD. Okay. So what I just did right now, the execution date over here, I'm just comparing it. I've written a formula, and what happens? All the booleans get checked, correct? For the dates which I want to delete the files.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enough, right? So maybe if you just want to delete till 21st only, not till 20th, so you can just less than equals to date 21, and you can have written another condition stressed here, okay? Maybe you guys can try that. Execution date less than equals to date this and greater than this, something like that. If you write, you will get the booleans checked, okay? And if it was maybe only for 1 day, you could have written equals to, right? If there was a sales quantity on the basis of which you wanted to delete, so you could have brought a sales quantity column over here, right? How you will bring sales history dots sales quantity here, correct? Double click here,
Okay.
then you would have selected sales quantity,
Thanks.
and then you would have created a boolean, and you would have written like where sales quantity equals to 27.4 if you want to delete those quantities. And
So
once that boolean is checked, now what you can do is do you have an option of delete from list using selection? So go to new action, click here, give the action name, okay, delete sales history, and then you select something, delete items from sales
sales
history,
history.
okay, and then
Reduce.
selected using, so delete sales history dot boolean check. Okay, now few things to understand here. First of all, you're defining the action name, fair enough. Delete items from, you understand from which list you want. Selected using, what happens how, why only this line item is coming is whatever the boolean line items which would be created, okay, which will be under a module dimensionalized by that list, all will start coming in here, okay? So sales history list, if it was used in 10 different modules and 6 different modules will have a boolean line item there, then those 6 will come here. But the parameter which you have used is this one to define that, correct? So
Yes.
you are telling this this here, like, okay, you delete from sales history where the boolean check is enabled. Now once you click here, you have created one action now, okay? When you click on this run, now they ask you, like, are you sure you want to run delete sales history? Action will delete 12 items and all associated data from the current model. In our case, it would have been like 2 lakhs, for example. even this 2 lakh data would have been done within fraction of few seconds. You could have deleted by using this delete from list using selections, and you have just deleted 12 items currently here. So everything goes away, and you see the data is only from 24th and 25th data. The other days data got deleted just now. And in turn, if you can just want to verify, you can verify it from here as well. So that's the advantage, and that's how, and that's where this delete from list using selection will come in handy. And those were the different real-time examples where you will be having, for sure you will come across scenarios where you need to delete the data on basis of some specific dates or specific parameters or something like that. So you can just use that and accordingly work on this. Apart from this, under the new action, you see ordered list. Okay, open dashboard you ignored. Create, delete branch, assign. Okay, update current period, copy branch, assign only, bulk only. Please, figure it out on your own. Okay, these are straightforward. This will not take time. And even these are not important ones, to be honest. That's why I'm not covering them into these sessions. The important one is to understand delete from list using selection. Okay, these you try exploring on your own. It will not take much time. If it does, you let me know if there is any confusion. But if you ask me, that's not required at all, even at this point of time. You just stick with the process and delete from list using selection. That should be good enough. Okay. So any confusion in today's session, guys?
So Abhishek, it's a delete from list using selection. As you said, we created a module and we deleted it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's say if there is already a module which is actually having all these details, and we just
You don't need
wanted,
to create, delete.
yeah,
I mean, you don't need to create. Your purpose will be solved, right?
yeah, we can in fact create a save this a separate view, and then we can select whatever is only needed, and then we can use that as well for delete, right?
I mean, if you will create a saved view, it's all over the game of Boolean line item.
Yeah.
Okay.
We create a boolean in there.
Yeah, you can create anywhere. The purpose will be solved. But usually, I mean, it's recommended that you create a specific module only. Reason being, this is a very sensitive thing, right? I mean, just imagine you are flushing the entire mammoth amount of data from the system. So if you just create here and there into different modules which are maybe not designed or intended for this purpose, it can be very alarming thing. Even if you will just see the name of this module, delete sales history. So usually we'll keep this naming convention. As soon as I name something like this, people will understand the purpose of this module. And usually they will use this only for these purposes. So that's why it's recommended that create a different module itself when you are using this parameter. But up to you. I mean, anyways, you can do. I was just talking about the best practice here.
Yeah, Abhishek. This is like deleting the list items. Okay, if I want to import the list items, like from date to this date to this date, is it possible?
You in your execution date, you put the filter in Excel itself, delete the data and just import it. I mean, if you're looking for a filter or a blockchain specifically here in Anaplan, then you can use that first data row. You remember? The first data row you select from maybe 24th, and then you start uploading. Apart from that, there is no other way. But I mean, it's always better you remove from the source itself. Nah? Why you are?
Yes.
I mean, making it look more confusing and alarming.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Any other question, guys?
Can we create a button?
A button will come, sir. You are behind button. I'll show you button. Okay. Remind me tomorrow. Okay. I'll show you button tomorrow.
Okay.
Any other question?
Nothing from my side. Probably we'll give it a try. We'll try and then see if it
Okay.
we'll ask it tomorrow.
Okay, so the idea will be more like by the end of tomorrow's session, we will be done with the sprint one. Okay, and guys need to complete that sprint one exam. So accordingly, complete the courses here. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, guys. Then thanks a lot for your time. See you soon. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye.